Hey all, welcome to the Institute and a new top 10. I know I haven't done a top 10 in ages, mostly because I have been swamped, but finally got around to doing this top 10 because it is just too cool that I got my 10th Metaluna Mutant. So now I can do a top 10 of my favorite Metaluna Mutant collectibles. This character was designed by the terrific Millicent Patrick. She did a wonderful job. She's the same one who designed the creature from the Black Lagoon. And this is a great creature design, a great man in a rubber suit monster. I'm going to start with a Sideshow figure in the number 10 spot. I bet you forgot all about these. These are little big heads, and right there in the middle is the little big head Metaluna Mutant. There's a bunch of other big heads there, but I think this is the only time they did a Metaluna Mutant. They did some skateboarding ones, believe it or not. They did some wrestling ones, but I don't think the Metaluna Mutant got done in any of those other series except for the regular series. So he gets the number 10 spot. He's cute, he's different, but I don't want to get too excited about him. Number 9 is going to be right up above him here. Now, I have avoided these Ben Cooper figures like the plague. You see, I know how I would get sucked into these and I have to have every one of them and every variation, and it would just be a nightmare. So I avoided them, but I couldn't avoid Nosferatu, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and the Metaluna Mutant, because these three are just such favorite characters of mine. You can see I opened up Nosferatu. I've kept the other two boxed for now. But it's the Metaluna Mutant we want to talk about here. Let's see if we can get a decent look at him. Nice costume, great graphics on the shirt, a well-done mask. And it's just fun that they decided to give us that one as part of their Universal Monsters characters in the Ben Cooper line. So that's number 9. Number 8 comes from Diamond Select. Now, remember, Diamond Select had the Universal Monsters license there for a while. And during that period, they did some banks. You can see 5 of the banks here for the Universal Monsters. But it's really the one of the mutant here in the center that I love. The eyes could be a little better, but otherwise, for a bank, this is a pretty nice piece. And he holds a lot of pennies. So, you know, that's a plus. He gets number 8. You can see he's fairly tall, too. He's about 8 inches, 7 inches. Pretty big for a bank. Number 7, remember a company called Emce? EMCE? They did Migo-style figures. And as you can see, they did one for the Metaluna Mutant as part of their classic Universal Monsters. They did a really nice job with the cloth costume. Remember, these are about 8 inches tall, much like the Migo figures. They blend in nicely. And it's a nice addition if you're a big Migo collector. So there we go. That's number 8. Or no, number 7. Sorry, that's number 7. Number 6 also comes from Sideshow. They did the 8-inch line of Universal Monsters. And in that line, of course, they did the Metaluna Mutant. Now, the one that's coming in at number 6 is the one on the right. He is in a translucent blue. They did a number of these guys in different colors. I have a creature from the Black Lagoon in a translucent green. That makes sense. I'm not sure why they went with the blue for the Metaluna Mutant, but they did, which takes him down a little below the guy to his left, who we'll be talking about in a minute. Number 5 is another Diamond Select release. He's the guy on the left here. Again, Diamond Select did a whole set of 7-inch Universal Monsters. And their Metaluna Mutant, they did both in this regular and a deluxe version that came with some cool other diorama-type accessories that I have still carded in a box. But this one easily gets my number 5 spot. This is a nice figure. The articulation was a little better than the Sideshow version, but still not quite up to snuff with the Super 7 version on the right there that we'll be talking about in a minute. That's number 5. Number 4, speaking of lack of articulation, we have to walk back over here and talk about, again, the Sideshow 7-inch version. Beautiful sculpt, fantastic art, sculpting and paint, and it goes nicely with all the other really cool Universal Monsters that Sideshow did in that 7-inch scale, or actually 8-inch scale, but not very articulated. It was one of the downfalls of that line. And it does hold him back slightly and gives Super 7... coming in the number 3 spot, the edge. The Super 7 figure has a lot better articulation, especially in the legs, but even those little claws are articulated. He's much more posable. Now, the legs are a little less wrinkled. The cloth look doesn't quite work as well. They're a little smooth, but still was my favorite for a while there in the number 3 spot, at least in that 7 to 8 inch scale. Taking them over is my newest one from NECA. There you go. Metaluna Mutant is part of their Universal Monsters line. Now, this guy doesn't come with much accessory-wise. He does have 2 heads. The second head has a bloody gash in it. If you've seen the movie This Island Earth, you know what I'm talking about. And the pants here are a little baggy up around the thighs, but I like the look better than that completely smooth look of the Super 7. He does have way more articulation than the Diamond Select or the Sideshow, even down to the claws again that it can open and close. And overall, he easily snags my number 2 spot. And right now, maybe just because of recency bias, he is my favorite in that 7 to 8 inch scale. Which makes the number 1 the Sideshow 12 inch version. Okay, I have a bias on 12 inch. 6 scale figures are always going to be my favorite. I grew up playing with them. That is always what I'm going to love the most. And this one by Sideshow is part of their Universal Monsters line again, which had some creatures and various Draculas and Phantom of the Operas, etc. Excuse me. But it is this Metaluna Mutant who is one of the standouts. And I don't know that we'll ever get another 6-scale Metaluna Mutant. We've gotten others now from Caustic Plastic and Mondo of some of the other characters in 6 scale from Universal Monsters, but we have not seen any word of a potential Metaluna Mutant. And I'd be pretty surprised if we did, but I would be pleasantly surprised if they were to do something like that. So there we go. Those are my top 10 Metaluna Mutant collectibles. If you have some that I haven't mentioned, please let me know. As you know, I'm a huge Metaluna Mutant fan, and so I'm always up for anything that I'm missing out on. And until next week, when we do, well, actually later on this week, I will do another acquisition report and talk some more about that Metaluna Mutant that you saw as the number 2 spot. Until then, I hope you have great collecting, and make sure you subscribe.